Hello to all data people. Aliaksei Toustsik here, and today I would like to explain you the small file problem, because I face it regularly in my work, and I think if more people would know about this, then we would have less problems. Let's say you produce some kind of product which goes to your customer, and you want your customer to be connected with you. You don't want to just sell product and forget about it. That's why you want your products to constantly be connected to the internet and send some kind of data. And let's say you produce a device and sell millions of them. Let's say 10 millions devices. And each device produces per day multiple small messages, and those messages are around 1-2 kilobyte size. Then you need some place to store this data, and today the obvious answer to this request is we need some cloud. So that's the office of the company, and we built some cloud that is connected to this office, and we move those files to the cloud, and they are being regularly delivered to the cloud. So after a couple of days we'll have millions of small files inside of our cloud storage. Let's take a deeper look what's going to happen with these files. So we're not just collecting them, we want to store them efficiently, and we want to understand our customers better. That's why we will query those files. And now imagine we have millions or even hundreds of millions of small files inside of your storage. And the normal way to store these files is a object storage like S3 bucket or a blob store from Azure. And imagine we want to query this data. So we'll ask some question, and then our cloud would need to go through every file in the storage, read it, cache it somewhere, and then give you the answer. And remember, each file is kind of small, 1 KB, 2 KB, and so on. And we have 100 million of these files. So this thing will be slow because every file has some overhead to read, and every file has some metadata and so on. This approach would be slow. And this is called small file problem. So small file problem means that we have a lot of small files in our storage, and those files, if you want to read all of them at the same time, like answering some question about the data, the query will take a lot of time. So what do we need to do to fix this? Basically, we need to take some small files, a number of small files, and combine them into our bigger files, sized couple of megabytes or 10 megabytes or 50 megabytes. And in this case, we will store basically the same 100 million records, but we would have less files, and each file would contain more data. And if we would ask a question now, let's say what's the maximum amount of something, it will read. It only need to read those 3 big files or 100 big files or 1,000 big files, but it doesn't have to read 100 million files, and this works much faster. So that's the small file problem. Remember, if you have a lot of devices that send you data, you should transfer the small files into bigger files in the cloud, and those bigger files are a much more efficient way to store your data and to analyze your data. Thanks for your attention.